Okay, is this thing working? I believe it is. Maybe we'll get lucky. Maybe we will get lucky. Let me double check on my phone here. Maybe. Oh, it is. I see something. Beautiful. Something's happening. Good. I love it. There we go. Awesome. I'm going to give this thing a few minutes to get going. What up, Kelly? It looks like it's working and it's in HD. It's nicely lit. We're using some pretty awesome fancy software to make this thing happen today. So I'm really excited, and it'll help me interact more. Sometimes it gets so busy. Hey, Mark, what's up, brother? Hope you're killing it. Sanjeev, I hope that right. What's up? Vince Lolino. What's up? Pinky in the Brain, man. It was on my mind today, and I don't know if that dates me, but Pinky in the Brain was the shit. I don't know if you agree with me or not. As a kid, I loved that show. Good. Kelly, what's up? Awesome. I'm actually going to be able to see comments today. I'm actually going to be able to interact. We got this fancy, awesome software. Sometimes these weekly lives get so busy that I can't keep up with it and I can't see them all. But now I've got this awesome setup. Like, if you could see my setup right now, you'd be like, whoa, that's legit. So I can see everything. Jennifer, what's up? Scott, Winnipeg, represent. Alan, hi y'all. T, what's up? Daniel, hey. Tiffany, Shoemaker, I like that. Hi. Awesome. As you guys are pouring in, I'm going to take I'll give this a few minutes before we actually get into the content piece of it. I'm going so damn deep today that I truly hope you have a notepad in front of you and a pen. Because it's going to go fast. It's going to go deep. It's going to go crazy. So one thing I do ask, and you know this if you've been a part of this, and if you haven't, then I ask that you play along here because it's going to serve you even better. I like to set an intention. Every time I have a coaching call, every time I sit down, every time I try to do anything, I'll set a intention. What do I want from this? What am I searching for? What am I looking for? What would I love from this? And it's not always what I love, but it's what am I willing to give? What am I willing to put in? What kind of value am I willing or open or looking to deliver? And so I'll start. And right before I do, if you could, in the comments, it gives me an idea of where everyone's at so I can modify and shift and make sure that I deliver as much value as I can for you. Cool? And let me know if there's any tech glitches. This is the first time we're using this software, so we'll see what happens. Second time, actually. That's a lie. Second time. So what is your intention? What do you want on this call? What are you specifically looking for? What can I serve you with? How can I help you? What can I do to make sure you get maximum value from our time here? Your time is valuable. My time is valuable. I don't plan on wasting it, and I don't want you wasting it either. So let's make sure that we set an intention. I'll let you know my intention right before we get into it. Let me just read a few more comments. What's up? What up, Coach? Getting ready to join the Coaches U. Dude, today, we're literally, if you want to build a coaching business, everything you'll ever need, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, over 200 pages of this beauty. I'm literally pulling from the archives of the Coaches University today. So if you find value in what we're going to cover tonight, you will find incredible value inside the Coaches U, and it's going to be awesome. So if you find value and you're like, man, I'd like to learn more about this Coaches U, do not hesitate. Send me a message during this live. After this live, I'll go through my messages, answer any questions, voice note you if you have any questions. We can jump on a call, make sure it's a good fit. But if you're a coach and you want to build a business, even if you're just starting or you're way at it, the Coaches University will serve you at a massive level. Okay, enough about that. I'll talk about it later. I don't want to. This ain't meant to be a pitch fest. This is meant to be a value fest. But if you're interested in learning more about what it is we do, don't hesitate to reach out. So Nicholson, super pumped for you. You're going to love it. Sanjeev, I'm a beginner coach. Awesome. A lot of the training for tonight is beginner-based, trying to get to that 10K. Whether you're just starting and you're like, I'm not sure what to do, or you've been doing this, but the money keeps evading you. That's what tonight's really all about. What is missing and plans, actions to take next. Beautiful, Mark. I have so much respect for you, Mark. I love what you're doing, and I resonate with what you're doing, so I truly hope that this will be of value to everybody. Catherine Steele, I want to learn how to get clients starting from scratch here. This is going to be for you. Adele, I want to learn about starting strategic Manually beneficial partnerships. Okay, we could dive into it if we have time. Let me write that down. JVs. Cool. Yeah, man, ready to start up. Right. Beautiful, Nicholson. You're going to love it. Sarah. Sarah's in the house. For all of y'all who don't know Sarah, Thursday, me and Sarah are actually going to be popping in on this feed at, Sarah, I believe it's 1 o'clock p.m. PST. And we're going to be dropping insane value bombs. So make sure you're there for that. And Sarah's going to be working a little bit behind the scenes, dropping the links, helping out, making sure y'all are supported in case I miss stuff. So if we could, can you do actually a massive favor? Can we thank Sarah for being here? It's 5, 6, 7, it's 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right now. And Sarah will stay up till like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, giving us support, helping out. So if we could please thank Sarah for being here. She goes above and beyond on Tuesday nights. And again, me and her will actually be going live together on Thursday, so you'll be able to get to kind of meet her and see what she does. Our clients, if they get results, it's because of Sarah. And I say that with so much love. Sarah gives so much support, so I'm super pumped for that. She like the funnel copywriting marketing ninja behind the scenes. I know I can make a difference. I just don't know how to start. That's what tonight's all about. Hi Sarah, look out. Who is my audience? Need to narrow down. How to market myself to attract my ideal clients. We're definitely talking about that tonight. Beautiful. Some intentions. I'll let you know as these intentions are coming in here, and you're doing this more for you than me, but I'd like to read them. My intention for this live is to give everything I absolutely can. Of course, these aren't scripted. I have sort of an idea of what we're going to cover, but I can pivot, shift. I've been doing this so long that I don't need to prepare or get ready for these. Whatever you need, I'm here to give you. But the amount of value you're going to get from this live is completely dependent on what you bring to it, how much you bring to it, how much energy you bring to it, what you leave me in the comments, your level of engagement. And if you can bring the heat and bring the engagement, we will definitely deliver for you, and I plan on doing the best job that I can. So how to launch? The beautiful word launch. I laugh at the idea of launching because it's very easy to launch. You can launch tomorrow, but making money when you launch or when you relaunch is a whole different game. That's what we're covering tonight. So how to launch your coaching business and make some money while doing it without trying to sound spammy here, because the word money will turn some people off. But if it does, and I'm really interested in this right now, and I'd love to see in the comments, the word or the idea money, when you see money, what feeling comes up? You can be honest here. For me, that used to be jealousy, envy, sort of like a not a great feeling. Later on, it turned into this like, well, defeated sort of like, well, that's not for me, or I can't do that. Right after I was defeated with a few launches and no money, maybe it's not for me. And nowadays, when I hear money, I think impact, I think expansion, I think reach, I think value, I think the entire thing motivates the hell out of me. And funny enough, most of us don't do this for money. I know I don't. I've tried that route of doing things just for money, and it never lasts. There's a very small percentage of people who are driven by money. We're talking like the Trumps and the guys who are like, hey, I'll start a banana factory and export bananas. And they don't care about bananas, but they love the game. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not one of those, and most, especially coaches, aren't, because we're coming from the heart, the soul, from a place of impact, from a place of service. But that also, and I know for me, I used to charge $20 an hour. Old Rubix used to charge $20 an hour. This is way back in fitness time. I'll go through these comments in a second here, because that's what I thought I was worth. And I was like, don't worry about it. People wouldn't pay. And I'm like, well, I deserve you because I'm a coach. Why that didn't serve the client or me is because, well, I couldn't pay rent and my clients didn't take things very seriously. And so money is of extreme importance to make, especially if you're in business. If we can't be bringing in the cash and the cash flow, we will ultimately fail. And I say that not necessarily to scare, although I kind of do, because pain forces us to change. And if we don't have money as a priority from this side of things, from the business side of things, you will ultimately fail. Now, it can't be our first priority. Our first priority is giving value, but if we can give value and create the systems and the mindset to collect, to create the money along with it, it's really a win-win. It's a win for your clients because you're of service, you're of value. When you're also paid, like you will have the luxury of time to be able to create things. I'm able to go live daily if I want. I'm able to create content. And although I'm not getting paid for this, I've got the time and the space and the systems in place. So we're collecting sales. We're delivering for our clients. We're working with our clients. We're helping our clients. And that, to me, if there's an idea of freedom, it's not sitting on a beach. And then I'll shut the F up and we'll get into it. I'm just really passionate about this. If at least my idea of freedom is not sitting on a beach drinking Coors Light or margaritas or whatever the hell people drink, my idea, that gets very boring very fast. I've tried going on the few-week holiday to not do anything, and after 4 days I'm like I need to deliver. I need to I have something to share with the world. It's an asshole move to keep it in, at least in my opinion. So, and I'll make this really, really quick. Didn't plan on covering this, but it's time, it's money, and it's purpose. If I don't have purpose in what I do, but I win the lottery and I have tons of money, but I can't live my purpose, I'm depressed. I won't be happy. If I have all the money in the world, but I have no time and no purpose, I'm going to be depressed. And if I have all of the time in the world, but I have no money, it's a triple lose. It's like, dude, I don't want any of that. I want all three. But if I could have purpose, wake up, do what I love every single day, be obsessed with it, read books about it, create books, create content, talk about it, live it, breathe it, deliver it, and it's my world, then that's awesome. Like, that's perfect. But if I don't have money with it, that's like a very expensive hobby. So I've got to have the money with it. That's what we're going to be covering today. And just having the two, and I've experienced this, but no time, eventually something's got to give. So we've got to have the time along with it, whatever that means to you. Maybe you want a part-time business, maybe you want a full-time. I don't know. It doesn't really matter to me. It's whatever you want. So that being said, that's what we're covering today. Let me go through some comments really quick, and then we're going to get into the fun stuff. And I've got 4 things I want to cover, and then we're going to get into we're going to test my art skills and see how I draw this out. But I truly hope it serves. Okay, so when I say money, when you hear money, and be real here because I'm going to help you through this, what do you feel? If you see money, if you see someone with money, or if you hear someone talking about money, what's the first thing you think? And more than what you think, because thoughts aren't that important, what do you actually feel? Because that's usually the real truth. So we hear tension, hard to get, hard to keep. Ali, I hope I have that right. Ali Ooks, let me know how you pronounce that, but appreciate that. Abundance tool, beautiful. If that's your actual belief in what you feel, it's very easy to create. Money is great and I want lots of it. Awesome, Scott, thank you. If you're not making money, you have a hobby, not a business. I want out of the hobby, good. I'm just afraid because part of me feels bad asking for money during this time. T, I get it. I get that. I would have felt that. I used to feel bad about asking for money, even in good times. I was like, well, it's kind of like, okay. When you charge what you're worth and you have a profitable business, the beautiful thing is you're able to show up and give so much away on these lives or in your content or whatever it is you do. You're able to give so much away to people who may not be ready, but those who are pay you what you're worth, and you never settle for anything less than that. It's a win-win. It took me a long time to adapt that and to actually understand that, but when I did, everything changed. I can over-deliver. I can create content and podcasts and we had Grant Cardone on the podcast. We're able to...
What's up? It's Lucas.
Something's happening. Something's happening.
The choices that we make and how they literally dictate our future now. You don't need to...
What is happening? Something played. Something's playing. I was just talking about podcasts and videos. Let me turn that off. What is playing? What is happening? All right. Anyway. Okay. Interesting. Okay. I think it's off. Can you still hear me? Uh-oh. And now my window's all messed up. All right. We got it. Beautiful. So the beautiful thing is we're able to create all that content. We're able to edit podcasts, edit videos, which is what you were just hearing. We're able to do all of that and then have the time to still deliver for clients and get paid what you're worth. So you don't have to feel bad because you're working with people who can actually pay you what you're worth, but you're not being I'm going to use the word asshole, and like just charging. To me, I think charging $49 and $97 is kind of the wrong move, because $97 won't really create the impact you want to create. I think that's fair to say. But that may be somebody's like last $97 that they're hoping for something. To me, it doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense. If you actually want to be a coach of impact, you better be selling $2,500, $5,000, $10,000 programs or packages to people who are ready to invest in it. But then anything I get the comment all the time is, I just took a $100 course or a $200 course and I got more value in an hour off your YouTube channel or your podcast than I did on that course. And I'm like, yeah, that's the way my business model is set up. We give a ton up for upfront, and we charge what we're worth because we get results. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Let me know. Okay, I'm going to keep going here. Thank you for all you have put out. Your content is awesome. Thank you, Vashi Nelapa. Good. Not voted by my money, but I've had enough of not enough. Thus, my focus is here to transform the area of my life. Nothing wrong with that. Zip, zero, nada, Rongo del dinero. Alright, wish I had some money. Good. Wish I had. Man, I hate the word wish. I'm calling you out, Alan. Every time I hear, and I'm not speaking to you directly because this is just a text and it can be taken out of context, of course, but wishing is, it's a very, and I'm not calling you this. This is not to you. I want to make this very clear. This is not to you, because I get it. We have phrases in the English language that we use, although that can really dictate. Like, we've got to be really careful with just the phrases we always use, right? But wishing is like a very weak position, a very unstable foundation to create. It's just the word wish. I'm not even interested in that, in the idea of wishing for something. I'm just like, yo, like if somebody else did it, it's obviously possible. And there's a strategy out there to create it, and let me take the action, let me take ownership, and let me create it. I don't know if that will help, Alan, and I'm not speaking to you because things can be lost in translation, but if there's any truth to that for anybody, that was a really big game changer for me, because I used to say that all the time. So I just see that within me, which really brings it out to the surface. Okay. Beautiful. I'm changing my mindset around money and truly valuing my knowledge and service. Right. That's not enough. I don't have any. Money is freedom and power. Adal. When I think money, I think should be there, but I hold myself back, having some fear. Man, I'm telling you that when I started breaking free from really the fear and the scarcity mindset around money, it's like my accounts were filling up. I posted something today where one of our accounts has a balance of, this is like cash on hand, of 160 grand, not bragging, but I thought it was so valuable to mention, because I remember a time in my life where I was like, oh my God, I wish. Now it's like, man, it's just value. I don't actually care. If I open it up and it's all gone tomorrow, it's fine. We can create more of it. I don't care, but it's a tool to be able to progress and create. By the way, we're going to have something where we're breaking all that down. We're actually be breaking down what $50,000 months in a coaching business looks like. I'm actually going to be doing that in a Zoom room. It's going to be free. I'm going to be doing that in a Zoom room, probably end of the month. So if you like that, just stay tuned, because I'll be announcing that. It's going to be a Zoom room. We're going to be able to chill, hang out, and I'm literally be going through the back end of the entire business of how that's created month after month after month. So stay tuned for that. Anyways, I feel gratitude. I feel money, passive. Wow, bam, thank you for that. Yes, I think I lost you. Am I the only one here? Uh-oh. Can you guys hear me? I hope it hears me. Okay. Good. Okay. Awesome. We've got a lot more to offer. It does make sense, but for the guy or girl who commits their last $97, I think they will have more impact than someone with money at their disposal. Oh, I don't fully read that one, and I don't catch that. And again, everything I say isn't true. This is just my opinion, but my opinion on that generally is I would rather create free stuff for $97 or $197 or even $497 and give it away, and help or let people keep their $97 or $197 so they can use it to actually grow or actually expand or for something important. Anyways, okay, we hear you, we hear you, we hear you. Wish, try, should, could, nada, hada, bada, bada, full of bullshit, no action, no movement, love it. Okay, good. I think that's enough of that. Appreciate your comments and appreciate the engagement. Truly, genuinely do. Something keeps going on with my computer. But anyways, says nothing is playing and all my windows are closed, but something's going on. I think that the, what's it called? The, anyway, it doesn't matter. All right, cool. Let's get into it. Money, hard work, hard to come by, doesn't grow on trees. These things I'm trying to change my mindset on. Love that you said that. I used to have that. It's so hard to make. This, that. You got to work per hour. You don't. That is like what we have been taught to believe. Please understand this. And then and I'm not casting rocks at the school system and the way that literally we are raised to obey, to put our hands up, to sit in rows. And I think that's changing slowly, or at least a lot of people are being open to this change. But everything we're taught is to obey orders, to come in at 9, to be done at 4, the bell rings, we go for break. It's literally like factory mentality. And it did take me a while to uncondition myself from that and realize, hold up. No, I don't have to start at 9. No, I don't have to be done at 5. No, I don't have to. What? Who made up these goddamn rules? Who actually made up these rules? And why are we all playing by it when it's not serving us? And the ones who are actually creating really cool shit don't play by those rules. That was my first I was like, I remember starting to learn strategies. I had my first coaching business and I was learning strategies, but I stopped trying to learn the strategies and I was just like watching the person and their habits, their beliefs, what they were doing. And I'm like, none of them, like they all thought differently than everyone else. And I was like, maybe I should look at that. And that's where my obsession for the mindset. It's why we launched Rubik's Performance 2 months ago. It's why we launched the Breakthrough Program. It's completely sold out, by the way. It is all in here. And who makes these things up? And who says we have to play by these rules? And even within your industry, if we're always trying to copy other people, you're never going to be a leader. We've got to learn how to think outside the box and think for ourselves in a way. So that's why I don't like to teach, like even inside the Coaches University, shameless plug, if you haven't checked this out yet, make sure you do. I don't like to teach, it has to be this way, exactly has to be this way. It's why the Coaches University is a little bit more in-depth than I think a lot of programs, because I'm not like, just use this exact formula. Fair warning, it takes work. But if you could understand the formula, you could adapt it and make it your own. So you're not always copying everyone else and everyone else's script and everyone else's webinars and everyone else's lead generation and sales systems, because you'll never lead the pack if you follow. If you want to lead, you have to understand the formula, adapt it, and then change it and make it your own and then put it out there. And now all of a sudden everyone's like, oh my God, that's so different. Whoa, that's so new. Wow, why didn't I think of that? And it's because you understand the concept. So that's my coaching style anyways. Somewhat like, hey, here's the exact formula. Just copy it. But it only lasts for so long. It eventually, runs out or stops working, or it doesn't really work because it doesn't work as well as the second, third, fourth time around. Cool? Awesome. Right before I ask you, I want to get yeses. I want to get thumbs up or I want to get yeses. And I'll just spend 20 seconds on each. I ask, what I'm about to show you, I ask that you have an open mind. Doesn't mean you have to take everything and just shovel it and be like, yep. Question it. I'm speaking one to many here. Hundreds, if not thousands, are going to watch this. And so I'm speaking one to many. So I'm making generalizations. And let me know if you agree and you open up to having an open mind. It doesn't mean just taking everything. I always say this with clients. Everything I say isn't gospel, but it's worth trying on. And maybe something will resonate that you can try on. Or maybe you strongly reject it, probably even better that we try it on and at least try it. And as long as it's within your morals and your values and that whole arena, it's worth a try. I'm not going to be telling you to do things that are outside of your morals. And if I ever did, you can question that, whatever those may be. So I'm just saying that have an open mind and just try it. If we can do that, we're going to do really, really well. All in, man. This all-in mentality. The only way this thing works is this all-in mentality. I don't want to sound like a broken record or say the obvious. You've got to be all in. Now, all in doesn't mean saying fuck it, quitting your job and like just hoping that you make millions in a month. It's not what that means. You can have a job or have a plan or like have a transition plan but be all in at the same time. I don't want to think that like all in is this glorified Hollywood start your business in a garage with absolutely nothing and turn it into the next Amazon or the next Apple or the next Google. Although that's glorified and that's awesome, there's a lot of things that went in and a lot of little things, especially timing, that came in to make that happen. I'm not going at that. But all in. When you sit down to work, you're all in. When you sit down to watch a live, you're all in. When you sit down to create and launch something, you are all in. When you sit down on your computer, the phone goes away, everything goes away, and you're all in on that one thing until it's successful. That's what I ask. And if we're going to get something from this live, all I ask is that you are all in. No distractions. People pay for this stuff. I literally always get comments or messages after these lives, not bragging, but it's just true, of like, I literally just paid hundreds, if not thousands of dollars for what you just gave me for free. You've got to be all in on life with everything. It's the only way. It's the only way. Questions. Ask your questions because I'm monitoring. I've got this beautiful screen that shows all of the comments almost at once, sort of. So I'm able to answer questions. So please leave your questions. I'm going to get to as many of them as I can, but your engagement is appreciated. And I have one ask of you. We're all coaches. I can only work and serve so many coaches, and I'm in a fairly particular niche, really two niches. We got one niche for breakthrough and one niche for the coaches you and everything we do. But my style, my delivery can only serve so many people, and I get a lot of hate messages, people who would never work with me because they don't like my honesty, or they want to be babied, or they expect to be carried a little bit more, and that's just not my style because that's just, I want to teach you how to do it so you can do it yourself, and a little bit of tough love, and that's just my style. And some people don't resonate with it, but they will resonate with your style or what it is you do. So all I ask, so again, my impact is very limited, but I literally love to change the world like we all would. And so the only way that's going to happen is if you share this, only if you get value. If you get any value and you want to share it with the other coaches in your world, we all have a community. Highly appreciate a share, but only do it if you're actually getting value. I don't want you to just blindly share it because you think, but if you're actually resonating, getting value, there are people this will help. There's an area of influence or a circle of influence or people you know that when you share it, this will help. And I'll probably never get paid by them. I'll probably never meet them, but I genuinely hope this helps. And this is the one thing I ask in my little way of just making sure that we impact and we reach more people. If you get value, I'll highly appreciate it. And that's that. That's that. Enough about me. Enough about what I want. Let's have some fun. Okay, can you see that? Sometimes this camera goes focused. Beautiful. Awesome. Good. Bring it all in. Commitment to your goals. All in, all in, all in, all in, all in. What's up? What's up? Bring it all in. I just got free. What's up? What's up? Beautiful. All right. Motherfuckers. All right, cool. So, I say that with love. What movie is that? I saw the funniest thing, Samuel L. Jackson, this meme. It was so funny. I love Samuel. Anyways, all right. Here is, so to expand on, I think only one or two people got the G-Brain, what do you want to do tonight? And what was it? Was it the same thing we do every night, Pinky, try to take over the world? I think only one person got that, which I don't know, that's kind of weird because I'm not that old. I'm 30, what am I, 33, Sarah? I don't even know, 32, 33. I just had my birthday a while ago. I don't care about that stuff, but Pinky the Brain was hilarious to me. And so I was kind of, when I was doing this up, I was thinking Pinky the Brain because I was thinking, here's the cheese. Here's the taking over the world. Here's the mission. So when Pinky and the Brain, they got together at the start of every show, and there was like a smart mouse and a dumb mouse, although I think the dumb mouse was actually smarter because he was like practical. Anyways, and the dumb mouse always asked the smart mouse, what are we going to do tonight? And Pinky always said, we're going to take over the world. And I was just laughing about that because I thought it was ridiculous. It was the funniest thing ever. I'm going to watch an episode tonight just to get reminded of it. It's been forever. So the mission is to take over the world, to make a big impact, to create change and get paid really well for it. So if we're like Pinky in the Brain, that's the mission. We're going to take over the world. We're going to make some money. So here's the cheese. Here's the money. I asked earlier, the first thing that comes up when you think money. This is very, very important. That is exactly where I would start is, does this scare you? What's that number? Give me some numbers here so I can write a few down. I'm going to write down 3 numbers or a range. I'm going to show you how to make this a range. So what do you want to make? We're going to go per month because it's the easy way to do it. Although I don't really like the per month mentality because it's literally so ingrained in us. Bills are monthly. All of this stuff that we fall into this trap of monthly when really a business will ebb and flow. And so to look at quarterly or yearly, the big picture is much better because you'll be less emotionally reactive to maybe the sales that month. Your sales will drop and it's like, big deal because you know that there's a trend to it. And most businesses face that. We do. So if we start thinking quarterly or yearly or even like over the next 5 years, it makes the hit of temporary defeat much easier to deal with. And it's going to happen. I guarantee you it's going to happen. But for sake of simplicity, we'll just go monthly. Is that fair? I hope that's fair. So let's see here. We've got 5, 10, and 50. Beautiful. All right, we got 5K, 10K, 50K per month. All right, I want to just get an idea here really, really quick. When you hear $5,000 a month, and this is really, really important, don't let somebody else's goal become your goal. And why I say this is, at least from experience, it's easy to say, well, I'm going to dream big. I want to make $10 million in 1 month. That's awesome, but we can dream it or put it out there. But I'd like to bring things in to what we believe is doable so we feel empowered in getting there. Because if we have this $10 million a month goal, it might take us a lifetime. If not, we may never even get there. We might not, depending what industry and business you're in. Things will happen. So I like to be like, great, let's have $1 million business or $5 million business. But our first target, let's say, is I used to want to make $5,000 a month. And that was a really big stretch for me. And as I developed into the person who could create that and who believed they could create that, that eventually changed. 10, 15, 25, 50, 75. All right, let's do 100. Hey, maybe we can do 250 a month. I don't know what that is for you, but don't let someone else's be like, I want to make 100K a month, but you're like, damn, I haven't even sold anything. You could get inspired by it, but make sure you set a target that's, I don't like the idea or the word of realistic, but I'm going to use it. Something that you know can be attainable. Now you have 2 choices. Either set off and attain that or work on some of those beliefs of what's possible. But working on beliefs sometimes without seeing tangible stuff happen in the meantime, the ego is very powerful. And it'll be like, oh yeah, we fixed a subconscious belief, but it's really, we're just lying to ourselves. We're believing the lie. But really deep down inside, we still don't believe we can make 100K a month. So gauge for yourself. What is it you want to do first? 5K a month? 10K a month? Whoops. Or 50K a month. Let me change that. Let me put that here closer. Awesome. Beautiful. Let's do that. No judgment here. Whatever that means for you, it's awesome. So let me see. 50K, $30,000 a quarter, $25,000 per month. Awesome, Justin. At least 250K quarterly, 27K, 10 to 20K per month. Beautiful. Beautiful. So you got a nice little range in there. I'll go from 5 to 50. These numbers will be fairly easy for me to work on. This is the cheese. This is the mission. You pick whatever mission is available to you. Now, here we are, right? That's us, apparently. That's a human being. If you can't see my drawing, that's a human being. That's a coach. And they got these little bubbles. Those are thought bubbles, by the way. And that's a thought bubble. And within that, it says value. Why I really wanted to put that in there is because if we're focused only on this cheese, and this is where the trick or the the balancing act of the two come into play is because if we are just cheese driven, if we're just money driven, if we're just like, yeah, dude, I want to make $50K a month, wop bop, and be a gangster and drive in a Rolls or a Mercedes and pop motherfuckers, you're probably not going to get that. People can smell it on you. They can smell it on you. They're like, well, freaking all this guy, like, what? But if we have the mission to create this, and the belief we can create it, and the game plan to create it, which we'll create, but you're walking around being like, value, value. How can I deliver value? How can I create value? How can I be a person of value? How can I over-deliver on value more than everybody else? How can I find a gap in someone's value and deliver value in there? If we can walk around with that lens while also wearing two hats of understanding we're not cheap, yo. And if you want value and leverage value, like videos or lives or podcasts or whatever, I'm awesome with that. But if you want my time is extremely valuable. And if you want to go further than these lives or the podcast or the YouTube channels, you're going to be paying. And that's where the second part of the equation comes into play. Having the confidence and the self-worth to understand that you get paid for your work. You get paid for what you deliver. You get paid for your knowledge. You get paid for your skills and your abilities and your life experience and everything you've been through. People aren't paying you per hour. They're paying you for your experience, by the way. They're paying you for the 10 years you've been through this shit, or the 2 years, or the 6 months if you just started. But we want to always be thinking value, value, value. Is that fair? I'm going to add one thing to that because I know I can already read. People are like, yeah, but what does value mean? Value means really connecting emotionally and getting people a result in some way. Whether that's you make them feel better. Value can be humor as well. You get a tangible result for somebody through your content. You walk someone through a step-by-step of something, that's value. If value is like you get something or you deliver something and it gets used, now delivering value and just like going halfway where someone's like, oh, this is so awesome, that value is going to run out. But if they take the value you gave them and they apply it and they see a result, now you've really delivered value. You've definitely made an emotional connection. And in time, when they want more, guess who they're going to look to or turn to? And by that time, the price of what you charge is now irrelevant within context or within reason. Because you're the only choice. And if somebody else tries to sneak in there, I'm literally doing a training and then I'm actually launching a 4-week thing where I just basically opened up my entire business. Basically, like, gave everyone my password, basically, to be able to look at the business, to be look at the financials, to be look at the bank statements, to be looking at how this thing actually runs. And the first thing I got when I started talking about that today was, but aren't people going to steal your shit? They actually signed a non-disclosure, but I'm not worried about that because I can serve in a way that they cannot. They can serve in a very unique way that I can't as well. So don't be afraid of people stealing your stuff. Go all in on delivering value. That's that all-in concept again. And I want you thinking always, how can I deliver value here? How can I deliver value there? What can I do here? What can I do there? I'm going to take a second here. All right, 10,000, 10,000, 5,000 per month is the first step. Go from there. I feel like I would be discouraged if I only make 5,000. Good, good, good. Yes, fair. Yes, yes, value and empathy. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Good. So I think, can I do this way here? Yes. Can you see this? Get out of here. Get out of here. All right, I don't know. Screw it. We'll go here. Don't mind me, I'm just chilling. Don't mind me. All right. Get in focus, get in focus. There we go. All right. So the mission, whoops. What we're going to be covering is we want to get to that cheese. Can I bring this up? I can't. That's all good. Value, cheese. Here we are. Maybe you're making a little bit of money. Maybe you're just starting. Whatever. We want to get to the cheese. We want to make the cashola. Follow me? Now, I think the step one here, this is very, very fair, is no shit. Probably some of you are thinking, you need an audience or people to sell to. If you don't have people to sell to, you're talking to thin air. You're making stuff, but no one's watching it. And there's a few reasons why people aren't watching it. That's what I'm going to cover right now. But I think it's fair to say you need people to sell something to. We haven't even got to the offer. We're going to get to that. But you need something, some people. You need people. You need an audience, whether that's your email list. I'm going to write down a few ideas here. Whether that's on social, whether that's email. Oops. Whether that's, we'll go with those for now. You know, that could be a group, whatever, a forum, whatever. You need people to sell to. Now, the really cool thing is these people don't have to be your audience. Those people, you don't have to spend years building an audience. There's people with audiences. I have an audience. There's people with way bigger audiences. That's why we get on podcasts, and every time we bring a guest on, they get exposed to a new audience. So the real question or the real idea isn't, oh my God, like I see this all of the time. Someone literally was thinking of working with us today, but they're like, I don't have an audience, like I have no one to sell to, so I should probably spend some time building that. But I'm like, no, the audiences are out there. There's groups out there. There's podcasters out there. There's stages out there. There's communities out there. There's tons of different channels. There's email lists out there that you can JV with, you can partner with, you can give some of your profits. All of that is out there. So I don't want you to stop at, oh my God, no one's watching my stuff, because sometimes creating the stuff is not the best first move. The best first move, and here it goes, the beautiful word, is positioning. Positioning. Luckily, you don't even look at this right now. Positioning as an expert, as someone of value, of someone who has something to say. Now, some people don't agree with this. I'm literally, there's someone who just started 2-3 months ago, has very little experience in what it is they do, but if they can position themselves as someone, as a pro, someone as an expert, they can actually work with clients and get that experience needed to really, really, truly become an expert. When I first got into, and this is a true story, when I first got into fitness, I literally had like a few months. Like I had like a basic certification in a few months. Now, I knew a lot of stuff about myself because I was really into training, but I didn't really know. But I said, you know what? Damn it. Like, I'm an expert, I'm a pro, and if I don't act as if, I'll never get it. And so I went out into the world in a very short period of time. I was working with a ton of clients, and there was one guy in there. He had like 3 degrees or 2 degrees. He worked at like this sports science place. He worked for a university. He worked for the Vancouver, some kind of sports team. And the guy drove an old beat up Jeep and was really struggling. No judgment on that, but he didn't want to be there. And so at first he really disliked me. He's like, who is this punk? You don't know what you're doing. Oftentimes I'd work with a client and they'd ask me a question. And I'm like, I actually don't know. I don't know why your knee is here and there and that. But I'm going to get back to you tomorrow. I also, true story, one of the best, or there was this place downtown, I forget what it's called now, something athletics. Anyways, it was this gym where they trained basically professional athletes. Like athletes would fly in and they train them. And I was just starting to do it. I did not know much. And so I remember just there was one guy, his name was Jim Deal, that I got connected with. And so I weaseled my way into that gym to be able to train I had 1 or 2 clients. I'd literally like hang out all day and just listen. I'd watch the experts do their thing. I was learning. I was taking notes, and I became friends with 1 or 2. So that with my clients, when I didn't know the answer, I'd be like, yo, dude, like, what do you think? And they'd send me a book. They'd send me a science, a study, and I very quickly learned. And within 6 months, I was an expert. I was sold out. There was literally at one point, I'd be on a flight back into Vancouver and people would be like, hey, you're that training guy. I was launching, by then I was doing $10,000 a month in ads. And so to reach a city of 1 million was very simple. Getting clients was no longer difficult, and I was only doing it like 9-10 months. That level of belief you have in yourself that you are an expert, you are a pro is everything. Quit waiting, quit getting another certificate because they teach you fuck all. And even worse, you fall into a mob mentality of delivering a program because they give you frameworks for it. Now everybody's doing the same damn thing that honestly, sometimes not being brainwashed by it is even better. Pull from your life experience. If you are 100% committed to serving your clients and to getting them a result, you will learn very quickly. You will become really, really good at what you do and you'll become an expert. But you've got to have that belief. I've worked with clients who are like, yeah, I do. And then I look at the pictures they got and they're like grainy and all this stuff sucks. And I'm like, but I thought you believed, would an expert have that? No. They'd have a professional photo shoot and they'd have their shoulders back and they'd act like it, god damn it. So let's put it out there. And until we do, we'll always be seen as not experts. Is this resonating? This triggers some people sometimes. They're like, no, you need more certifications. I'm like, dude, I know a lot of overly certified people who are not experts because they've only worked with 1 or 2 clients. And then I know many coaches who have no certifications. I know this triggers some people. And they're killing it because they're experts because they've worked with so many clients and they constantly learn how to do something better. You will win the game. Start now. Start now. I used to have a buddy. I should actually reach out to him. Anyway, he played at a kind of a pro level hockey. Alex Barron. Alex Barron, if you watch this replay for whatever reason, I'm reaching out to you. We had a saying for a while of let's go pro. So every time we felt like we weren't acting like pros, we weren't showing up like pros, we weren't doing what a pro would do, whether that was with the work ethic, the commitment, whether it was in the quality of the content, whether it was the way we were showing up, we'd call each other out. Yo, you going pro? I don't think you're going pro. Are you an amateur or a pro? This also triggers the shit out of people, but I'm going to say it. The difference between an amateur and a pro isn't always, this pro doesn't necessarily work harder, necessarily, doesn't know more, doesn't have more experience, oftentimes they're going to work less, but the income gap between the two is insane. It's massive. It's game-changing. It's unfair if you want to think of it that way, but we're playing this game, we're in this world, and it's the way it works. Accept it or get the fuck up. Honestly, like that's teachers who provide a beautiful service, and literally shape the way our kids and the next generation is going to interact with the world. They literally hold so much power over the future. They get paid pennies. It pisses me off. They get paid pennies. Whether it pisses me off or not, it's the way it is. Can't change it. And then there's pros who teach a very specific topic, get paid millions, work way less, have a big impact. So it's just like, to me, it's why I launched Breakthrough, and it's why I'm really focusing on this with clients, is like, if we don't act it, if we don't believe it, if we don't play the part, if we don't show up as an expert, Jennifer says, stop playing small. If you keep playing small, thinking small, acting small, you're going to get paid small. You're going to create a small impact. Truth. And so, anyway, sometimes I'll see someone who just has so much belief in themselves, has very little experience, get $5,000, $10,000 paying clients. They have so much belief in themselves and they show up like an expert. They get paid it. Now, the funny thing happens is they get looked at by other people being like, oh, that's so wrong. That can't be. Well, he's ripping him off. Like, that's what's wrong with the coaching space. I'm like, fuck that. Because in 6 months, they get so much experience, they're actually good at what they do. While you judge mentors, if that's a word, the ones who casting judgment are barely working with people. And you're not providing the value that you know you could. Go big, go all in. You're a pro, you're an expert, even if you're just starting. You're a pro, you're an expert. Believe it. It's going to change the game for you. So position yourself as one. Show up as one. Early thing I learned is pro photos. Quick to get, simple to get, cheap to get. But you'll never see a Porsche marketed with poor photos. You'll never see something of value with a poor photo. We're wired that way. You're worth it. I've literally seen people like shake before a photo shoot because they feel like they're not worth it. I get it. Fear of the camera, fear of all this. But if you knew you're worth it, you'd own it. You'd go there. You'd do your thing. And you'd be excited to promote and show the world how awesome you are. You have to have that belief. Before we move on, you have to have that belief. Take it or leave it. I don't really give a fuck at this point. It's that important. I know I'm getting a little bit crazy about this, but I'm trying to drive the point home with any way I can that is that important. Cool? Agree, don't agree, and if you don't, it's totally cool. I fully respect that. But I hope that the message gets heard because it's really that important. I'm going to take 2 minutes and we're going to move on to the next thing. So position, be an expert, be a pro, believe it. Show up as one. Show up as one. Alrighty. Okay, good. Who's feeling it? I believe in me. I am a pro. Don, wow, Don, you're such a pro too, man. If you knew what you're sitting on, you should be on every stage delivering. You have a lot. Tony, what's up? Crazy or passionate? I'm a pro photographer. Many people don't understand the value of pro shoot when it comes to marketing yourself. 100%. I was resistant to it in my first business. I didn't listen to people. I said, yeah, who cares? And then when I started doing it, back in the fitness days, it was like people started approaching me and being like they expected to pay a lot. They literally expected to pay a lot. Boop. So, you gotta show up. The clients who make it, they doing it. The clients who don't, the clients who struggle, the clients who complain, the people we've worked with who they're not open to adopting this. They will eventually if they stick with it, but you've got to adopt it. The sooner the better. The sooner the better. Cool. I'm a pro. I'm a effing pro. I love it. So proud of you guys. Okay. Numero 2. So now you're building an audience or you're getting on an audience. If you show up as a pro in every area of life though, but I just show up like one even in private. That's huge. Thank you for mentioning that. What's the saying? What you do in private will dictate or will create, your public. You can't hide forever. Super important. We all have our vices. We all have our faults. And I'm always working on stuff. But you got to do the best you can. Awesome. So positioning. I hope this is making sense. I hope you guys are taking notes. And we'll move on to the next thing. So now you're showing up as a pro. You're owning it. Because of it, you're probably getting more shots, more chances on podcasts. You're being treated more with more respect for potential JVs or partnering up or getting on shows or getting on stage or whatever your MO is, online summits. And now when you actually create stuff, you're showing up like a pro. People are actually listening to you. That's the other thing. If you're trying to build an audience and you're not showing up like a pro, people are just not going to listen to you. Now, not everyone's going to listen to you because not everyone's going to like you, especially for showing up as your authentic self. I know I've already turned people off on this live. I know people have already unfollowed or unfriended or left and said never, ever. This guy doesn't have enough soul. This guy doesn't care. This guy is harsh. I get that all the time. I literally love people and like my heart bleeds for people. But anyways, when it comes to business, I'm like, dude, this shit is serious. And if we can't buck up and play the game, we're going to ultimately fail because there's people who are willing to do it. So, numero unos. And now people are actually listening to your content, or you're creating even a little bit of polarity just by being you, and people who actually listen to your content keep coming back for more. They know you have something to say, and they listen because, God damn it, you're showing up saying, I have something to say, and it's important. Not, hey. So I kind of like, if you have the time, I'd like to kind of talk about something, and no, hey, I'm here, I'm important, I'm taking up space, I have something to say. Would you like it or not? Because this will help you. Simple, right? Easily said, more difficult to do. But with consistency and with practice comes mastery. All right, positioning, Positioning. Don't worry about it. All right. I just finished high school. I literally have like no education after high school, which should be proof enough that creating something doesn't depend on your credentials or your schooling or your writing or your spelling ability. I have Grammarly that helps me with it, and I still make a ton of mistakes, and it does not stop me. Back in the early days, I had less of that, and I didn't have a proofreader or no one to help me, and so I'd write up these pages, especially in fitness, and people were like, that's disgusting, I would never work with you, that you have like 18 grammar mistakes. And I was like, oh, but then we were working with a lot of people, but it was just funny, like, people just project their own shit all of the time. You don't want to get pro at that. Okay. Next up, and I think this is fair to say, 2, you've got to have an offer. So once you're showing up, once you're saying, hey, I'm here, once I have something to say and it's important, let me know if this is landing, please. And if you want me to pivot or shift, or if you're getting value from this, all I care is that you get value. If you've got something you'd like covered, just let me know, because that's why I'm here. I've got another 32 minutes with y'all, and I'm here to deliver. You got to make an offer. Now, here's where people are just like, oh, like, do I need a webinar? Do I need a sales page? Okay, you can have a webinar, sure. Let me write this down here. Yeah, you can have a webinar, sure. That works. I want to do it. Do I need a sales page? Sure. Could it be a Google Doc? I have something launching over the next week or two that I know will be worth $50, $80, $100,000. I know that. The entire offer is created in a Google Doc. It's not even going to be a sales page. It's not, how you do it is not important. It's all about the wording and the positioning of it and the actual value that you're giving. So yeah, you could create a traditional sales page, and I recommend you do. Think of a sales page as something we do. If you need help with it, just reach out. We'll help you with it. It's something you do that creates sort of like this place. Think of it as just like if you have a book and the back of the book that people can pick up and say, oh, what is it about? What is the Coaches University about? They can read about it. Maybe you've checked out our sales page for the Coaches U, and you're like, whoa, and it builds all the proof, and it creates all this stuff, and it tells them what they're going to get. And then they're like, okay, maybe I'll open it up, maybe I'll see what's inside, and maybe I'll buy it, maybe I'll not. So sales page is sort of like that. Think of it as if you were going to present what it is you do, that's a sales page. You can do it through a webinar. Just a webinar, it takes so much time to create, and it's not proven yet. Whereas a sales page, you can be a ninja, get in there and change it really quick. Is that landing? Is that making sense? So I'm all about creating a sales page. Now, I've also seen very successful launches done on a Google Doc. If you would like access, so what we're doing a thing called the business classifieds, and I'm literally taking everything in our business and just opening it up to anyone who wants it. That's going to be done in a Google Doc. I'm going to present that to people. Anyone who's interested, we got 60 people already on the wait list for it. Anyone who's interested in it reads this Google Doc. It's only 4 pages, and if they're still interested, they can reach out to me on Messenger, and we can book a call to talk about if it's a good fit or not. And that can potentially make hundreds, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars. It can be an entire revenue stream through a Google Doc. So don't overcomplicate it. But I do recommend a sales page because you can put your images, you can look really, really pro. I've got a little bit more momentum built so I can get away with a Google Doc. I do recommend a sales page. And all that is you've got your offer. You can now present it because you're an expert, you're a pro, you're going on shows, you're doing this, you're doing that. You're getting people reaching out. People are saying, whoa, like you're awesome, you're good at what you do. Hopefully you're collecting emails through something you're giving away, whether that's manual or automated, it doesn't matter, but you're building an audience. And now you're able to be like, yo, here's what I got, right? So you've got to have an offer, and it's got to be enticing, and you've got to be open to testing and tweaking, sometimes at rapid speed. Oh, people are, you might be getting on calls and people are like, I'm not clear on that, and they're saying no to your offer, and you're going to be like, why'd you say no? They're going to tell you, hopefully, and you're going to fix that. So you're always pivoting and shifting, and pivot's such a buzzword now, but you're always effing around on your offer to make sure that it resonates, to make sure it lands. And once it does, you'll see the sales roll in. But it takes a little bit of time to get there. But you've got to keep chipping away at your offer until you make an emotional connection and you're actually giving people what they want. Fair? You've got to have an offer. No offer. No cheese, yo. No cheese. Is this fair? Is this landing? I'm going to take a minute. I'm like sweating. If you can feel my body right now, it'd be soaking just to gross you all out here. Sanjeev, I hope I have that right. Yeah. Originally, it was going to be solely for business coaches because it's going to be breaking down like all the numbers to a $50,000, $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 months, and we just pull right from our numbers to show stuff. We're going to show the exact leads, the exact sales, products, offers, sales pages, copy, any traffic sources, how we do absolutely everything, even from getting high-profile guests on the show. I'm going to be spending 4 weeks with people just going deep in on it and giving the business model to create that. So if you'd like a link to the Google Doc, which explains more of it, you can. And then after that, if you're interested in getting access to it, happy to talk about that. It won't release. I'll probably release that document. I'm calling it the Business Classifieds, probably tomorrow. It was going to be today, but there's a few little things that I want to add to it because it's actually going to be really sweet. So if you want that, Sanjeev, definitely send that to you. Or anyone else wants it, just leave classified, and I'll make sure I send it to you. Cool. So you've got to make an offer. You've got to have an offer built, webinar, sales page, Google Doc, verbally talking about it. Have it so down, you know what you offer, that you can just talk to people about it as well. Talk to people in your circle. This is the idea of low-hanging fruit. You've probably heard of it, but low-hanging fruit. Most sales organizations, whether you're selling, I don't know, high-end home entertainment equipment or cars or whatever, if the sales quotas or sales targets aren't being hit, a lot of organizations will have, the idea of, low-hanging fruit idea. So they'll have a list of people who maybe expressed interest before, people who've bought before, but maybe, the equipment's old, outdated, maybe the car lease or the car payments are coming up, maybe the car's 5 years old, and they'll manually reach out. Low-hanging fruit. Takes a little bit of manual labor, but that's the people who are probably most interested in buying. Every one of you has some low-hanging fruit. People in your life, people in your world, people on your social media. Even if you have a few followers, people who've expressed some interest before, you'll have low-hanging fruit. Maybe you're able to ask a question saying, man, who'd be interested in getting to that next level financially or mentally or physically or whatever it is you offer? Some people will reach out to you. They're low-hanging fruit. They're already warmed up leads. They're educated to what it is you do. And they're the perfect client. Low-hanging fruit, right? So you got to make an offer. Anyways, okay. Hopefully this is making sense. Next up, we're almost there. We're almost at the cheese, yo. This is where many fail. Tres. You must. I used to like actually speak fairly. I could communicate in Spanish. That's all but gone right now. So literally it's either in November or January. We're moving down there for 3, 4. I'm hoping I can push it to 5 months. Bring the dirt bikes down in the truck and living there on the beach for a few months while building the business and being able to ride on the beach. So I need to get re-educated and revisit my Espanol so I can actually. I'm like that. If I'm down there, it's like this is not my culture. I always. I won't get into that because now I'm going to start talking about Americans and it's a very select group. But I don't force my language or force my culture when I'm in a different country. So I'm like respectful and I try to learn the language. And before I try to speak in English and just like be like, hey, where is the bathroom? And just expect someone in a different country to know what it is I'm saying. I try to learn the language and even if I stumble and fail. So I'm trying to relearn it so I can go down there and integrate with the society and really give value instead of just taking. So you got to have a convo. That kind of leads us into this actually. You have to have a conversation. If you can, hear me out here, if you can position yourself as an expert, show up as an expert, believe you're an expert, be a person of influence and spread the influence and have people listen and get on shows, XYZ and everything else I covered, and you have an offer that you've been tweaking, testing, and you're realizing, wow, my offer is getting to a place where people are like, I love it. You're able to slowly charge more. We'll get into these numbers really quick. And then you get into a conversation. Selling straight from a sales page or a webinar at first is a horrible idea because there's too many variables. But if you can say, hey, if you're really interested in this, would you be open to a chat? Here's my calendar. Or you just say, hey, what time? And you get their email, put it in Google Docs or in Google Calendar, set it up. Now you're having a conversation. Let's just say me and Justin are in a conversation. He's educated about what it is I do. He's gotten value from me. He sees the value. But instead of just sending him a payment link, being like, yo, Justin, like join or pay, especially at first, later on, like we have some offers that we don't do calls for because they're really proven and they're really dialed in. Now we have some new stuff that I do calls. I want to talk. I want to chat. I want to make sure this is a good fit. Do you think you have to sell? And I'd like you to answer this. If Justin is educated and he knows what it is I do, and he sees the value in it, do you think I have to sell Justin? Do I have to be like, dude, you need this, that, and use all these tactics? Or I'm just like, yo, let me educate you on this, answer any questions, would you like it or not? I respect your time and I respect my time, so I'll just leave it at that and just let me know what you think. Instead of, if you aren't positioned as an expert or as an authority and your offer sucks, but you're forcing people to get on a call, you'll probably spend most of your time on the call convincing them on you, persuading them on working with you, and trying to force them into an offer. Justin joined Breakthrough. It's the first time we launched Breakthrough, so it was a new offer. So I was doing calls. And I remember if I could say this, Justin, I remember on the call just being like, Justin, like if this isn't for you, like I was literally trying to tell me if this is true, Justin, but if I remember right, I was like, man, like just take your time, think about it. You don't have to take action right now. Like literally just think about it. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe you like it was instant where you wanted to sign up for it, right? So I treat Breakthrough and Rubik's Performance as a brand new company, a brand new offer. I know it's going to be awesome, and I'm on like a WhatsApp text basis for everybody. And once that offer is proven after the next 2, 3, 4 weeks or 4 months, I will no longer do that. People will sign up or they won't because it'll be dialed in. Is this making sense? I'm not preaching something that I don't do every time there's a new offer. This is literally what we do. I hope this makes sense. And if you can do that, you will be okay. You won't have to sell or pressure or persuade. I know, and you have to be okay. This is prime example here, is without shame. As long as I'm delivering value, I will be like, if you're a coach and you want to build a business and you want this step-by-step, let me know. We'll send you info on the Coaches University. We'll work with you until you get results. Would you like it or not? You have to be okay. Selling as in presenting your offer. If you don't, you'll notice that I'll do this 3 or 4 times during this live. If you don't, well, no one's going to know what it is you do, and you're going to be placing it on them to reach out. I make it very, very easy. Hey, if you'd like to learn more about the Coaches University, if you'd like to see what it is we do, if you'd like to see some case studies, if you'd like to hear about our stay until you get paid guarantee, reach out to me on Messenger. Like right now, grab your phone, reach out to me on Messenger, say university, or leave a university, just leave university or leave build my business in the comments, and we'll reach out to you. We're not going to sell, we're not going to pressure, but we're just going to educate you, show you what it is we do, and if you like it, awesome. There's some perks right now, and if you don't, great. Stay in our ecosystem. Keep getting value until you're ready. It's that simple. And think about it. This is where exponential growth comes into play. I've got a 50-minute presentation. It's not a webinar. It's literally a presentation. Like it's like this. That talks about exponential growth versus linear growth. And that's where exponential growth starts happening. And think about it. Like if you have an audience of 100, and you spend, I'm gonna make this up here. You ready? Let's see how quick I can think on my feet. Right here, good. Let's say you spend 2 units of energy. I'm gonna make this very technical. All right, 2 units of energy to create 100 people. 100-person audience, whether it's in a group or collectively 100 people. Let's just bear with me here. You spend 2 units of energy to find 100 people, which creates 1 sale. 2 units of energy. Maybe that's like, I don't know, 2 weeks of energy. Just hear me out and you can overlay this. But this is going to make sense. 2 units of energy, I hope, or I'm going to look like an idiot. 2 units of energy, create 100 people, get 1 sale. Let's say that 1 sale is worth $2,000. Great. You've expended 2 units of energy to make $2,000. Fair? Follow me? Now, next month, you spend 2 units of energy, the same amount of energy. You spend 2 units of energy to create another 100 people in your ecosystem. Fair? Now you have 199 people, basically, because you sold 1 person. Now, if you might drop off and these numbers are not extremely accurate, but just hear me out here. You spend 2 more units of energy, the same amount of energy, the same amount of time, whatever that amounts in hours or whatever it is you do. By the way, you'll probably get more effective at what you do. So 2 units of energy will probably create more than 100 people because you're getting better at what it is you do. Follow me? 2 units of energy, 200 people. Now you make 2 sales. $4,000. So let's just say that you don't make your offer better, you don't make your messaging better, you don't make anything better, which you will, and that's why these numbers will probably be better. Let me know if you're following here. But let's say, great, you spend 2 units of energy, create another 100 people, now you have 199 people to sell to make an offer to. You don't change your offer, which you should. You make it a little bit better so it'll be more effective. But let's just say you leave it all the same because you're lazy. You make the same offer. Now, if 1 person out of 100 bought, the chances of 2 people out of 200 is fairly accurate if we're looking statistically. Plus, and this is where things get better, is these 100 people have been in your ecosystem for a month now. They've seen some of your lives, they've seen some of your content. They're more educated on what it is you do. So I think it's fair to say that this number might even be 3. But just to keep it simple and give us the benefit of the doubt, or make the numbers less than they probably are, now you have 2. Next month, you spend 2 more units of energy. Now you have 298 people, if my math is right, because you get another 100. You don't change your marketing tactics. You don't change your ways of, creating an audience. You don't change your offer, so it's still getting the same statistics. And how many people out of 300? 3. Now you made $6,000 because you made 3 sales. Now, if you were smart and you want to really start seeing exponential, you'd be like, okay, can I, out of 100 people, and I'm just making this up, can I get 2 sales? Can I make my offer a little bit more enticing? Can I take some of the testimonials from the clients I worked with and add them for more social proof? Pretty good idea to do. And on and on and on. Now, eventually, you might get really smart. You're like, you know what, I should hire some help. Now you're like, literally, you're creating 2 units of energy if you want to work the same. You're leveraged because you have 1 or 2 people helping you. And now you're... Does this make sense? This is where it's really exciting building a business. This is where it actually gets really, really exciting. This is the shit that I love. Take it back a few steps. We all have to start here. Be okay starting there. We've got to start there. But understand that it gets easier. It's the momentum that matters. Not only is your skill set as a marketer going to get better, and I saw people at university, Sanjeev University, Tiffany University, beautiful. I will send you stuff, send you some info. But this right here, and I see so many people play the game for a few months and then they quit. They're like, I don't know, this isn't for me, or they blame the coach, or they blame the program, or they blame this, blame that, blame that. And they never, how can I say this? They never break through that barrier, or that they never build that momentum, which is a very good thing because it separates, again, the amateurs for the pros. There's a level of there's a period of time where you've got to go through the darkness alone in a way, but once you make it through that, you without sounding cocky or like trying to sell a dream, you literally have a paintbrush once you really build the momentum, and whatever you want to create, you have the financials to create it, you have the sales to create it, you have the audience to create it. It becomes infinitely easier, less effort, more results. And eventually you start leveraging yourself, and that's where the beauty of this thing lies. And so, kind of leave it at that. I wish more people really understood that and actually felt that, because it changes the game. And I wish more people had help doing it. This is a shameless plug, but doing it yourself, you only know what you know. and you kind of know what you don't know, but you don't know what you don't know. So many people are using that old mentality of, well, I'll just kind of work really hard to get a client, and then I have to work hard again to get another client. You can see exponential growth. I have a presentation. It's 50 minutes long. I wasn't even going to plan on doing this, but if you like it, just leave exponential. It's a spelling bee for you. Just leave exponential or EX or EXP, and I'll make sure I send you a link for it. There's no email or a noise in it. You just watch it, and if you like it, you like it, and if you don't, you don't. And if you really like it, join the university. It's the last time I'll mention it. Join the university. It'll blow your mind. I'd love to send you info on it. We're also giving away a 12-month mastermind with it. So when you join the university, you're going to be in a 12-month mastermind. Every single month we meet in the Zoom. Plus there's weekly live coaching calls and all the information and knowledge and strategies and step-by-step on how to actually build things out. People learn in many different ways, which is why I also created this textbook. So it's not just a video course, it's not a video program. That's an aspect of it, but it's not the most important aspect of it. They also learn through coaching or concepts or verbal. So we do live coaching calls every single week. We're actually doing 2 right now, one on the mental side of things. So I'm kind of putting in Rubik's performance and breakthrough coaching on Mondays, and then one through the technical, one through the strategic with Sarah runs on Thursdays, and then also interaction. So we do a monthly mastermind where we get to interact, and then textbooks. Now these aren't physical because we're always updating the use. So to have a physical textbook that gets outdated every few months is not doable, but it's a digital textbook that you can actually fill out real time. And also we learn by writing, and audio, so you also listen. And so I try to pack all the ways we learn. I'm going to let you know right now that Coaches University is not just some like get through it in 4 weeks and make a ton of money, but if you want to become a brilliant marketer for the rest of your life and learn a skill set that will help you generate however goddamn much money you want to create, however much impact you want to create, the Coaches University will help you do that, and we go very deep, which some people I know it turns them off because they want it quick, but I'm just warning you right now, it goes deep, and if you're willing to put in the work over the next few months, you will reap the rewards, and there's never been a better time to do it. And then I'll move on here. The world is being faced with, well, the fear of death. Like, death is coming close to many people, and we don't think about death often, so they're terrified because some stats show that a few people died. They're coming to terms with things will never be the same, so change. This is a great time for coaches to come in, be leaders. People are going through change. A lot of people are resistant to change. Change starts happening, they don't know how to deal with it, and all these insecurities and things and issues start coming up that haven't been resolved, haven't been dealt with. Coaches, step in, step in, step in. People are looking for you right now. Right now is the time to build that connection, to build the expert positioning, so that when all this is over, well, right now as well, we have a lot of clients making sales, but when all this is over, people are back to work and back to making money. Now you can make an offer, and you've already built an amazing relationship over the next month or 2. This is the time to do it, and you get into convos. What else was I going to say? Also, people are being faced with uncertainty. A lot of people don't know how to deal with uncertainty. Also, as coaches or entrepreneurs, we better get familiar with the idea of uncertainty. It's very, very important to be like, hey, I love uncertainty. Most people are not. And until they do, that's where coaches come in. We're able to serve right now. It's why Breakthrough sold out so fast. That's a personal development program. I had people telling me yeah, well, you're only doing well because you're right now the space I'm in is like the coaching business space. But that's not true, because the personal development space also sold out. Humans are great at making up stories. I literally just heard this today of well, people aren't buying from me because of this and this and this. Not true. And I could prove you wrong all day long from either our business or some of our clients' businesses or just stuff that's going on in the internet. It's absolutely not true. We are great at making up stories and trying to support our lies or incorrect facts, but finding evidence to support it so we can believe it and feel better about it, so we can have an excuse of why something's not working. When I'm telling you right now that the reason it's not working is you, and the reason something's not working for me is me, and it's got nothing to do with the external. It's got very little to do. It obviously factors in if you're trying to sell mouse traps to people who live in the Antarctic. I'm guessing there's probably no mouse traps or there's no mice in the Antarctic. Maybe there is. You would have a hard time selling mouse traps to the Eskimo. although maybe they have mouse problems, but I'm guessing they don't. So obviously there's external logical steps we got to follow, but for the most part, that stuff's the easy part. This thing's the hard part, and I'm putting a lot of breakthrough coaching and a lot of the mental game into the university moving forward. So if you'd like to be a part of that, just reach out in my messenger or just leave university in the comments and I'll send you info on it, or we'll send you info on it and see what you think of it. With that said, I'll be done with that. With that said, and I saw some of you wanted the Exponential or the Expo or whatever you want, the 45, 50-minute type of prezzo to the Izzo. I think I'm funny. I'll make sure we send that to you. Cool? Good. I want to answer some questions, so let's get some questions rolling in. I'd like to get through, we'll spend 10, 15, 20 minutes answering some questions. The city's about to party every day at 7 o'clock. People clap for the frontline workers, which in and of itself I think is really, really amazing, so that's cool. But does this make sense? Does this make sense? This is, to me, this is a beautiful thing. But I hope this makes sense. This is the game changer for a lot of people. This was the game changer for me when I understood this concept. And I know it's been a game changer for a lot of people that we've coached or helped. A lot of coaches. All right. If this makes sense, ask me some questions. Let's do that. Let's do that next. I'll take a 30-second breather here. And hopefully I can answer some questions for the next few minutes. If something wasn't covered that you want covered, let me know. How can I serve you? How can I serve you? Man, we all HD and lit up today. It's looking good. Someone reached out a few weeks ago just appalled, devastated by the darkness of one of my lives. They were like, that it's so bad. And I was like, dude, me no quiero. Me only quiero para delivering the value. You know what I'm saying? All right. Can you please give me a link to the Infinite Podcast? RubixPerformance.com. You'll find the Infinite Podcast at RubixPerformance.com. We also launched something amazing. I'm having fun with this. Actually, Sarah created this idea. I saw we have kind of content folder. We just dump stuff, but she created a like don't ask Google, ask Rubix. We actually created our own Google for coaching. Any question you have about building an online coaching business, you can find. That's at AskRubix.com, or just leave Ask Rubix or leave Google, and I will make sure that we send it to you. So Ask Rubix or Google, and I'll make sure I send it to you. Okay. What's the first step to position yourself as an expert? Beautiful. This is a very deep one. We could spend forever on it. I'll just rip it out here. It depends where you're at, and there's a few factors depending. Think about it from a perspective. Sometimes it's so easy to get sucked into trying to do something and getting stuck because we're thinking in one way of like, okay, if I want to position myself as a coach, what do I need to do? But let's just say that you want to attract, a partner, attract an, a intimate relationship, male, female, whatever. How would you do it? If you really wanted to attract someone really high quality and someone you got very specific on who you want to attract, your ideal client, your ideal partner, what would you do to start doing that? Obviously, there's some external work you do. You might not want to show up in sweatpants and a ripped up t-shirt. Maybe not, depending who you're trying to attract. Maybe you're like a rock and roller and you want to attract that. Cool, it's different. Depending what you're going for, but you'd probably work on a few external factors. So the presentation of the offer, the presentation of your brand, the presentation of your business, we can really relate that to your coaching. How are people receiving it when they look at it? That's probably one way. Number two is probably the internal. Like if you're showing up and you're looking down, you can't look at someone in the eye, you can't communicate, or you're like you have some weird thing, or you're shy, although that's okay, not shy. I'd say that you're unconfident, not confident. That's also going to affect the chance of actually attracting someone who is your perfect or your high quality, right? Of course, I'm generalizing a few things here, but you know what I'm getting at. The more dominoes you can stack, the better chance you have of sealing the deal, of finding a partner. of finding someone, you know, that you, whatever, right? So think about your coaching business. Then it also comes to like, what is that value prop? What are you putting out there? What is it that you're really helping people with? And finding that, we'll call it a phrase, we can call it so many things, but your positioning statement, but we can really just call it like, what are you an expert in? Like, what do you want to be seen as an expert on? That would be the first few steps to doing it. And then give real value. So actually when people actually come into it and they actually receive some kind of value from you, they're like, whoa, this dude, this chick, this girl, this guy really knows what they're talking about. Bam, you checked all the boxes. You're doing real good. You're doing buenos. Buenos. Do you ever recommend mixing up steps 2 and 3? Yes, eventually. Doing it too early and trying to sell through a webinar or a sales page without having a conversation too early is one of the hardest things to do. You have to be a master marketer and you have to have a proven offer, proven messaging. Most of us don't when we first start something. Even when I launched Breakthrough in Rubik's Performance, I was like, the message is still being dialed in. It's where my heart lies right now, is the mental game of things. That's why the university is getting a massive upgrade. We have strategies and tactics, but I'm huge on the mental game because it's that important. It's actually, I think, more important than the other stuff. So it's a huge thing we're focusing on inside the university, and it's why I launched Breakthrough as well. So probably in the future, I'll have people go through Breakthrough before they go through the U, or during they go through the U, or after they go through, because it's that important. It's that important from experience and what I get to see. So when you launch something new, mixing step 2 and 3, you're doing yourself a disservice because you're not going to be listening or talking or really hearing people's problems real time. Make sense? All right, man, you're silly. It is infectious. I'm not silly. I'm serious solo. Ask Rubix, you need to talk to my 10-year-old for your Spanish, Lucas. Mi no español habla. When is a good time to present my offer? I already have the offer made. It's just sitting pretty right now. T! I've seen you around for so long. What's up? Why aren't you putting it out there? When is it a good time to present your offers? Right now. Why are you sitting on it? It's literally was yesterday or a month ago or 3 months ago. And if you haven't presented the offer now, you're going to go live right after this. I don't care if it's 2 in the morning. You're going to present it. And then you're going to present it tomorrow. And you're going to present it the day after. And you're going to present it every single day until you dial it in. Worst case, nobody watches it. No one listens. Not a big deal. Best case, a few people listen to it, reach out to you. I don't understand why people are waiting to do this. Don't wait. Put it out there. There's going to be a party outside. All right. Don Carter, yes. Putting together my newest offer. Looking for quick 2 cent. Putting together my newest offer. Looking for quick 2 cents around offers. I'm not going to do that because it'll do you a disservice. I don't like 2 cents. And I don't like... that's too serious of a topic. I will do you a disservice because I might guide you in a way that doesn't serve you. I don't know enough about your offer. I'm not saying that for you to join our programs. I just genuinely don't want to do that, but I will give you some general then. General stuff about offers. Listen to your people. What is it they want? Really tap into what it is they want. That's what I would start with. I know that's so general, but honestly, it's the best way that I can say that is be very clear on what people want. So you present them what they want, not what they need. This is a very hard concept for me to understand. Listen to this then. Presenting, holy moly. Presenting what it is they need or want, not what they need. And if you present what they need, it won't be heard. I should do a piece of content or a podcast on this because it's a pretty deep topic. But by giving them what they need, forcing people what they need because you're really good at what you do, you'll turn a lot of people off from even trying because they're like, oh my God, I don't know if I can do that. But if you give them what they want and entice them and bring them in, then you can start giving them what they need, and that's the only way you're going to be able to help. Cool? We've been using YouTube being pinky in the brain this week to show my 4-year-old. That's an interesting synchronicity there. I wonder why that is. I don't believe in coincidences, Gabriel. Maybe there's something speaking. Love that. Pinky in the brain. What are we going to do tonight? Same thing we do every night. Try to take over the world. That's funny stuff, man. So funny. But they always fail. Embrace failure and keep trying with the same enthusiasm every time, maybe. But they always fail. I think failure is a teacher. And if you do one thing and you fail, awesome. If you do it again in the same way and you fail, I have literally no sympathy. Or I have no... I'm like, well, no shit. You failed again because you did the exact same thing. Change it just a little bit. We get so, but I need to hold on to this, and I know it's going to work. How many times have you seen on Shark Tank, like somebody invested everything, and then they sold their house and invested more, and then they borrowed from everyone around them, investing in something that is obviously not going to work, and they refuse. They're so close-minded to changing their approach. I see this happen with coaches. It breaks my heart. I've literally had someone, true story, and I'm not casting rocks here. 2 years ago, they reached out. Well, I'm just gonna, and this is way back. They were like, I'm just gonna keep trying it this way, and I'll reach out to you in a few months to get help. And I was like, okay, no problem. It's all good. Keep trying it your way. He literally reached out a month ago, booked a call, saying, and I was like, I remember you. Let me know all the progress. I'm still in the new place, and they're still trying the same thing. And I was like, God, like, what? That's stupid. Like, I'm sorry, but that's stupid. And then a day or two before, they canceled the call and told me they don't need it. They're going to keep trying it. Maybe it's just a matter of time before they get it. And I'm like, I'm sorry that I failed you so miserably with my marketing and my sales that I have not convinced you yet to not do the same thing over and over and over. And I say that with love, but dude, that's madness. Like, I'm good with trying something alone, but if it doesn't work, change it. That'd be like running 18 laps. I always make this analogy. In your race car or your motorcycle. I just bought the most beautiful dirt bike. This is a few days ago, so it's on my mind. Running a few laps on the dirt bike or the race car or whatever. And then bring it into the shop and telling the mechanic, man, it's kind of running a little here and I don't have enough throttle up to the line and the front end's a little bit light and the power doesn't feel like it's going down to the wheel fast enough out of the corner and it's just something's off. And he looks at it, he's like, okay, and he like kind of bangs it, maybe spray paints something, and then says, go run another lap. And you run another lap, same thing. It's not better. This is what's wrong. And then the mechanic's like, looks at it and says, go run another lap. Nothing will change. You are the mechanic of your business. Run a few laps, bring it back into the shop, and be like, cool, let me tweak here, adjust this, fix this, and let's go. Ooh, ran a little bit better. What actually worked? Oh, this worked and this worked. Cool. Let me add that. Let me double down on that. Modify this, modify that. Eventually, you're at the front of the pack. Eventually, you're winning the trophies. Eventually, you're making the cashola. Amigo. But you've got to have that commitment. That's why the first thing I said was open mind and all in, baby. Open mind and all in. Open mind and all in. It is the only way this thing is going to work. I am warning. I'm literally having a thing that you have to like sign. If you join the Coaches University, which you should, a thing I'm going to sign. Open mind and you go all in. If something doesn't work, we don't complain, we pivot, we shift, we go forward. We keep moving forward until it works. And you'll be successful and guaranteed, and we work with you until you do, but you've got to have that that commitment. Cool? All right, they are pinky in the brain from the yes, I love that. They're pinky in the brain. Doing day shit. How often should you advertise your offer without being a pain in the ass? I'm pretty sure that I probably mention what it is we do every day, but it's always wrapped in value. But if I think it would be annoying if I like 3 times a day was like, buy this. If you join this live And the first thing I did was like, yo, I've got this thing. It's called the Coaches University. It's gonna blow your mind. It's gonna change your life. You should buy it. You have to buy it. And I was like, and then I talked, and then I was like, buy this. Wait, I have another offer. Buy this. Wait, I have something else. You should buy this. Hey, breakthrough. There's a wait list. Buy this, buy this, buy this, buy this. Eventually, you'd be like, okay, peace. But if I show up every day and give a tremendous amount of value, where's this dude do that? If I show up every single day and give a tremendous amount of value, I feel like I do have the right to make an offer. And anyone who comes out and is like, I hate when you sell. I'm like, dude, you're never going to buy from me. And you're probably not going to build a coaching business if you hate sales. I saw a coach today. They were like really adamant about, I'm so sick and tired of seeing ads. And I'm like, but you're a coach with a business. You have to advertise. Why are you sick and tired of seeing ads? What the fuck is, like, what's going on there? There's a block. Let's investigate this. You should fall in love with the idea of advertising. We have these beautiful social media platforms that can put something of relevance in front of your perfect person. I want to see more so I can study them. Right? I love being sold to. Even if I don't buy, I'm like, wow, that was really good. Let me learn from that. You're in business. You're in business. Businesses must market. They must sell. Fall in love with that, man. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I do ask this one thing. I love the idea of 1%. Always getting better. And I like to do this as 1 to 10. 1 being this life sucked, you hate my face, and you're never going to be back, and you dislike me. And that's okay. I'll take that. I've earned it. I haven't served you. 10 being, you served at a high level. It's everything I wanted, what I expected, and thank you, and everything else in between. Leave me a 1 to 10. 1 being, you suck. 10 being, that was amazing, awesome, thank you. And I'm committed to constantly, every single week, making these better. We got this new software so I can actually see comments. Next week, I'm going to be hooking up the iPad so I can draw stuff and teach stuff. We have a very in-depth live happening on Thursday. Me and Sarah are going to be teaming up and going live together. It should be a good time. So we'll be doing that on Thursday at 1 o'clock. Mark it in your calendars. Thursday, 1 o'clock p.m. PST. Probably in the actual Facebook group. If you're not part of the Facebook group, there's over, I think, almost 7,000 online coaches in that group. Just put online coach community, put community or Facebook Live or Facebook group, and I'll make sure I send you a link. I'll be going through a lot of these comments and making sure I give some value. And that'll be Thursday at 1. And I'll probably just be going Friday. I'll be going live just for fun, just to give some value. If you'd like access to the exponential growth presentation, again, leave exponential or if you want to watch that, just leave that and I'll make sure I send it to you. And if you want access into the university, or you want to see what the university is about, make sure you check that out. Just leave university or leave help, please, or whatever. I'll know what you mean. That's pretty much it. Breakthroughs sold out. It's sold out within a few days. And we had someone drop out literally 2-3 days ago when we filled that dropped out spot. Jesse, welcome. Super pumped. Breakthrough's running for 2 months, so there's going to be a wait list for it, but it's this thing that we're working on for 8 weeks. I start a WhatsApp group as well, so every morning I'm voice noting and serving people, so it's going to be a really good time. My mission with the first round is to have 10 humans who have literally transformed their life, and we'll make sure we get video clips of their experience, and then we'll relaunch it again, probably June or July. For this time, it'll probably be 20 people next time, but it'll be great. So again, there's a wait list started for that. If that interests you, if you know that you're in your own way for making this thing happen, reach out. It's how you do one thing's how you do everything. And if we have problems in different portions of our life, Justin's so pumped for you. So pumped for you to be a part of it. Justin's 20 years old and investing and committed to making this kind of stuff. If I was 20, being like, man, I'd like to join these personal development programs and these programs. I didn't start that stuff until I was like 25. But anyway, just let me know and we can put you on the wait list. That is not a commitment to buy, but it is a commitment because there will only be 10 or 20 spots open next time. All of our stuff sells out very fast. I post it, we create it, it sells out. Momentum are coaches for the first time. Momentum starts with the Coaches U, and Momentum is not a live program. So if you want live help through it all, I'd say the university. We've actually talked about getting rid of Momentum entirely because a lot of it's covered in the U anyway. So I joined the university first, and don't worry about Momentum. Everybody who's joined Momentum within a week, they're like, I want university. Let's get in there. So, but you've got to be committed, man. That's the only way it's going to work. You've got to be committed. You've got to be committed. Mark joined the university, I don't know, a week ago, 2 weeks ago, Mark. So happy you're in there. You're onto some big things. Really, really pumped for you. Just reach out. Okay, I'm going to answer 2 more questions just because I love doing this. I can do this till midnight. 2 more questions, and then I'll let you all go, and I truly hope this served. I still have a question about how do you position yourself as a pro to the audience, viewers, etc. Okay, what I'm going to do for you, because this is a really big topic, and I know more and more questions will keep coming up. Let me write this in right now, because tomorrow's content creation. Pro versus amateur and how. What I'm going to do specifically and specially for you, Sanjeev, I hope I had that right, is on the YouTube channel, we'll release a video. I'll film it tomorrow. So Wednesdays, I spend all day in my creative. Wednesdays is for content. And this helps me because I'll create something. Actually, let's do this. Any content, YouTube video or podcast you would love to see. I'm talking, I go deep for 20 minutes. Specifically for you, any topic you'd love covered, let me know right now. I'm actually going to throw that on the content because I was literally like, I don't know what content we need. And I will create it specifically for you. And you can think of it as a few $100s worth of coaching and value that'll be specifically for you, but it'll serve people at a wider range, and it'll be great leverage content for me. It'll be a win-win for everybody. So what I will do, I still have a question about, I will do how do you position yourself as a pro to your audience and viewers, or how do you position yourself as an expert? I will definitely do a piece of content on that. I know we have a few, so I'll dig it up and send it to you, but I'll do something special for you on the Coach's Corner podcast and the YouTube channel. If you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, that's at Lucas Rubix on YouTube. Highly recommend you do, because we're giving away $500 through the YouTube channel, or from the YouTube channel. We'll be announcing it here this month. So if you want to win $500, make sure you subscribe and listen, watch a video or two, and leave a few comments, because we're going to be pulling from the comments to find a winner. Adele, what's your favorite way to find people to do podcasts with? If I follow, like I was just like kind of on, I had someone talking about how much they love James Wedmore. And I was like, great, James Wedmore is a badass. So now we're on a mission to get him on the podcast. So I kind of like, if someone inspires me, or if I know we can extract value and I'm inspired about it, I want to get them on the show. So, pretty much every guest we have is someone that I'm inspired by. So reach out to people that you resonate with. I have a few spots open for the rest of my month. If you're looking for a podcast guest and you want me to come deliver some value, I'm happy to do it. I put time aside. I don't care how small or big your show is. I've been on all different types of shows. I love delivering value. So never hesitate to reach out to someone who you're like, wow, I'd love to extract information from their brain. I'd be really inspired to have a conversation with this person. Invite them on your podcast. Chances are they're going to say yes, especially if you can position it as something that will serve them as well. So don't hesitate to reach out if I can deliver value on your show as well. And most people will be able to. Most people who run a successful coaching business have the time and space available to give back. I love giving back. I don't care if one person listens to it. It's not about that to me. It's about giving back, and I love that. It motivates me to move forward. So what I'm getting at is, I don't care how big the guest is you want to go after, there's a way to get them on the show. Cool? Love those crazy mice. How do you create a structure schedule to meet your days effective when you are getting started? Beautiful. I think I have a piece of content on that, but I'll definitely cover that. Love it. Keep some questions coming. Can we all commit to that? And then I'll let you go. I won't answer them here, but all of these will go into the content list for tomorrow. I love it. There's some really good stuff in here. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Getting deeper with clarity. Love those crazy mice. Good. Leave a few more questions, and I'll just kind of let that tail off. And I truly hope this served. If there's anything I can do, shoot me a message. If there's any way we can serve, shoot me a message. Make sure you take a screenshot of that if this will serve you. Where are you? There you are. Get a screenshot of that. Apologize for the glare there, but get a screenshot of that if you'd like. Maybe you can use that for something. So would you be open to be alive for my Facebook group? I would be open to it. Just send me information about that, Sanjeev. Send me information about it, and if it's something that aligns with what I value and what inspires me, then I'd be happy to. Happy to serve. Happy to serve. That's what I'm here for. How can I serve? How can I serve? How can I? El servo, el mucho, daimo, el changeo, the worldo. Beautiful. Appreciate y'all. And we'll see you Thursday at 1 p.m. PST. Be there. There's 2 coaches who are going to be going crazy and delivering a ton of value. So make sure you're there. Appreciate you all. And we shall chat soon.